we're continuing yesterday's ideas, we're going to look at more complex diagrams like the one that's on the back, but we're also going to look at, on last night's homework, every single time what they gave you told you the lines were parallel. Today, that's not going to necessarily be true. You're going to have to decide if what they give you makes lines parallel. Okay, so let's take a look at this. For each given piece of information, decide whether it guarantees that R is parallel to S. So, if I have angle 1 congruent to angle 3, step 1, figure out what kind of angles you have in that problem. What kind of angles are these? Yes, sir. Corresponding angles. Step 2, is it the right relationship? Do we want corresponding angles to be congruent? Yes. So the answer to this is yes. And the reason is the converse of the corresponding angles postulate. Remember, the corresponding angles is the only one that's the postulate. The rest of them are theorems. All right, what about angles 2 and 6? So first, what kind of angles are they? Alternate interior. Thank you, sir. That's exactly right. Is congruent the right sort of relationship for those? Yes, we want alternate interior angles to be congruent. So the answer to this is yes. And this is the converse of the alternate interior angles theorem. So again, identify what type of angles you have, and also identify, is it the right relationship? So let's look at this next one. Angle 7 is congruent to angle 6. What kind of angles are 7 and 6? Same side interior. Is congruent the relationship we want for same side interior angles? No. So knowing those two are congruent will not be enough. And what I would say for my explanation is we need angle 7 and angle 6 to be what instead of congruent? Exactly right. We need them to be supplementary. It's the wrong relationship. All right, the next one, and I can't show all of it and show the diagram at the same time, so I'm going to scroll down and then back up. It says that angle 8 is congruent to angle 3. What kind of angles are 8 and 3? Well, they are angles, but they're not any special pair of angles, right? So, no. These aren't any type of angle pair. We'll say it that way. So that's always a possibility, that the two angles aren't any one of the kinds that we want it to be. All right, what about if 2 and 5 are supplementary? I'm going to erase this real quickly. 2 and 5 are supplementary. There's no real good way to mark supplementary. I wish that there was. I had a student years ago who would put an S for both of them and say that meant that they were supplementary. And I'm like, it's okay, but I don't like it. What kind of angles are 2 and 5?
Not an angle pair.
They're not any kind of angles. So again, this is no. These aren't any type of angle pair. So you've got to look for what type of angles are they. If they aren't any type of angles, then it's game over. Right? Then the lines aren't going to be parallel. And then see, do they have the right relationship? Okay, let's go on to a more complicated diagram. God bless you. You have to, on this one, not only tell our line's going to be parallel, you have to tell which lines are going to be parallel. Because it could be in this diagram that R and S are parallel, but it could also be that A and B are parallel. So the instructions will say something like this: for each piece of given information, decide which lines, if any, must be parallel. So let's go through this. Angle 10 is congruent to angle 14. Here's angle 14. Here's angle 10. You're going to start exactly the same way. What kind of angles are these? Alternate interior, exactly right. Everybody good with seeing those at this point? Okay. Is congruent the right kind of a relationship? Yes. So I know that I'm going to have 2 lines parallel. The question is, which lines are going to be parallel? Well, let's take a look. Here's 14, here's 10. What 2 lines make up the sides of angle 10? R and B, right? Make up angle 10. What 2 sides make up angle 14? S and B. The one that's the same is the transversal. That's what joins them. B is the transversal. So R and S are the 2 that are parallel. R parallel to S. And it didn't ask for an explanation, so that's all I have to write down. Let's look at the next one. Angle 11 and angle 20. Here's angle 11. Here's angle 20. The hardest part on some of these is seeing what kind of angles they are. And if you have trouble, let me suggest that you do this. Just draw the lines that you need. What 2 lines do you need for angle 11? I need S and, do I need T for angle 11? I need S and A. And there's angle 11. Which ones do I need for 20? B and S, right? And it's a little easier to see because there's not all that other junk there in the middle. Okay, I have had some students that got real serious about it, and they would bring a blank sheet of paper in and they would trace the lines that they needed and then pick it up so they didn't have to draw it separately, and that's fine. What kind of angles are 11 and 20? Alternate exterior. Is congruent the right kind of relationship for those? Yes. So the one that joins them, S, is the transversal, and the other 2 lines that make them A and B are the ones that are parallel. All right, let's look at angle 3 and angle 1. First, identify what kind of angles are those? Corresponding. Is congruent the relationship we want corresponding angles to have?
Yes.
Yes. So I know something's going to be parallel. The only question is what? Well, angle 3 is made by the sides are line B and line R. And the sides of angle 1 are A and R. So R is the transversal, and A and B are the two parallel lines. All right, the next one, angle 9 is congruent to angle 12. So angle 9, which is right here, is congruent to angle 12. So first, you got to know what kind of angles these are. What kind of angles are 9 and 12? Alternate interior, because they're in between these two lines and they are on opposite sides of T. Is congruent the right relationship for alternate interiors? Yes. The lines that make 9 and 12 are T, B, and A. Those are the sides of 9 and 12. So which two are the parallel lines? A and B. All right, angle 5 is congruent to angle 13. So here's angle 5, and here's angle 13. Some people have difficulty seeing this one, and I understand why. There's just a lot of interference in between the two. But what type of angles are 5 and 13? They're corresponding. Is congruent the right relationship for those? Yes. So 13 is made by line T and line S. And 5 is made by line T and line R. So the two that are parallel are R and S. All right, how about this next one? 10 and 15 are congruent to each other. 10's here, and 15 is down here. What kind of angles are those? Same side interior. Is congruent the right relationship for those? No. So the answer to this is none. It says which lines, if any, must be parallel. The answer here is, well, none of them have to be parallel. All right, let's go on. The next one, angle 18 and angle 19 are supplementary. So 18 and 19. What type of angles are those? Same side interior. Is supplementary the right relationship for those? Yes. 18 is made by S and A, and 19 is made by S and B. So that's going to be A and B are parallel. All right, let's see. The next one is 6 and 11. are supplementary. So take a look at that one, see if you think it's the right relationship, and see if you can name which ones are parallel. And if you've already got it, wait till one of your nearby neighbors has it and see if they agree with you. Check your neighbor. Some of you haven't checked your neighbor. If your neighbor's wrong and I call on them, I'm coming after you. Don't let your neighbor be wrong.
What'd you get?
And if they're wrong, be sure to explain it to them, because I'm not just going to ask for the answer. I'm going to ask how you figured it out.
7, it's 18, and 19. Wait, we are on 7, right? No, 8.
We're on 8.
8, which is RS, which is what you got, right? And that's all we're doing.
You miss your checking your answer button.
All right. So my random number generator is going to pick somebody. And if it's an empty desk, then I have to answer it. Is that fair?
Yes.
So desk 9. Hello. So tell me what you think and why.
Number 8. I got. Oh yes.
Yes. Which ones?
S and R.
Okay. How come?
Well, 6 and 11 are the same side interior angles,
Right?
and at the angle 6 is connecting to R and A. And
Yep.
Angle 11 is connecting to S and A. And since A is crossing both those parallel lines, they're parallel.
Okay. That was almost perfect. You left out one thing. What did it tell you about these two angles?
Oh, they're so.
That they're supplementary, and that's the relationship we want same side interiors to have. Other than that, your explanation was exactly right. So that's going to be that R is parallel to S.
Opposite somebody or.
All right. How about 17 and 18 are supplementary? Oh no, 7 and 18. Here's 7. Here's 18. What's the problem?
They're corresponding angles.
They're corresponding. It's the wrong kind of angles. So this would be none. And let's see. How about 2 and 3 are supplementary?
They are.
Yes.
Yes? How come?
Because they're same side interior angles.
Yep.
And there are transversal as well.
Yes. So A is parallel to B. I'm going to ask you 2 more. What if I had, God bless you, number 11. What if I have that angle 7 is congruent to angle 20?
Yes. Oh,
No.
sorry, I was supposed to say that.
No.
7
Oh, yes.
is congruent to 20.
C.
Wait.
Is this a trick question? I don't think so.
Kind of. What type of angles are 7 and 20? Yeah,
This is actually cool.
7 and 20 look like corresponding angles, right?
So it was a trick question.
Are they though?
No.
No. 7 corresponds to 18, and 20 also corresponds to 18, but 7 and 20 don't correspond to each other because they're not on the same transversal.
You said the same thing.
I said no first.
Mm-hmm.
But then you changed it to yes?
Exactly.
All
I
right,
changed it back.
He changed it.
so this is none. And let's do one more.
We should make a lilac.
A lilac?
Yeah, like a lilac. The color, like lavender kind of.
Oh, okay. Well, let me write the question so that it matches all the others. What if I know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 7? And then I'm going to write in lilac. Which one? This one?
No, the next one. Yeah.
It says it's,
It's
Same thing.
it's like
this one says it's light fuchsia.
Ew.
What kind of angles are angle 1 and angle 7?
Vertical angles.
Vertical angles. Is that the right relationship?
Yes.
Yes, but does it make lines parallel?
No.
It has nothing to do with parallel lines.
Tricky, tricky.
So this one is also none.
Oh, I love that color. You should do more often.
You'd like me to use that color more often?
Yes.
It gives me the heebie-jeebies though.
How?
I don't know. I look at it and I go, ooh.
It's not green.
You can make a flower out of it. You can take your green and make like like a little stem and leaves
And would it need to have like a yellow center?
no.
No, it could
You need to have like a brown center and like a
Brown
Yeah.
center?
Yeah, or like a
It could be like a tree like that.
All right. So I have a worksheet for you.